My sister Paige was 7 when she pushed me down the stairs for the first time. I was 10. We were in our house in Decatur, and our parents were in the backyard, and she did it quietly. No warning, the way you flip a light switch. I hit the landing hard and lay there waiting for the pain to locate itself. By the time our mother came inside, I was already sitting up, and Paige was already crying, telling her I had lost my balance. And our mother held Paige and looked at me over her shoulder with an expression I can only describe as tired. By the time I was 13, I had stopped expecting anyone to notice. I wore long sleeves in Georgia heat and told my PE teacher I ran cold. I sat at dinner and passed the bread and smiled when smiled at, and kept everything in a place inside myself that I didn't visit too often because visiting it made it harder to get through the day. Paige came into my room one night with a pair of sewing scissors and sat in my desk chair and told me she had been thinking about what it would feel like to open up a vein and watch it. Not her vein. She held the scissors loosely. Not threatening, just present. She talked about it the way other girls talked about movies they wanted to see. I sat on my bed with my back against the headboard and kept my breathing even. She left when she got bored. I pushed my nightstand against the door and did not sleep. I told my school counselor the next morning. I don't know why that morning and not the 100 mornings before it. She asked me to pull up my sleeves and I did, and she picked up her phone without saying a word, and I sat in the chair across from her desk and felt something in my chest go loose for the first time in years. Paige was placed in a facility 2 weeks later. My mother stood in our driveway watching the car take her and turned to look at me with an expression I still don't have the right word for. Not anger. Something worse than anger. Something that knew I had told the truth and couldn't forgive me for it anyway. We didn't speak for 4 years. Then she called me on a Tuesday and said she was sorry. She said it plainly. No qualifications, and I believed her. We have been building something out of that ever since. It is slow and imperfect, and sometimes I have to leave the phone call and sit quietly for a while after. But it is something. Paige is 25 now and lives in a supervised situation in Phoenix. I don't hate her. I also don't know her, not really. And I have accepted that those two things can exist at the same time. I live in Nashville. I have a therapist I've seen for 6 years and a husband who held my arms in the lamplight on our 3rd date and traced the scars gently and said nothing and waited. That silence was the kindest thing anyone had ever given me. I think about it still. On the hard days especially, I think about it and it helps.